Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are doing great today. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing some of my most long-wearing fragrances in my fragrance collection. These fragrances made it to the long-lasting list because every single time that I get a new fragrance, I do an overnight test. I wear it to bed, and if I wake up in the morning and I can still smell my fragrance, then that is a good sign that this fragrance is very long-lasting. So I have done that test on these fragrances, and I have also worn them out, and they just perform so great. So they do deserve like a little bit of a spotlight today just to talk about the longevity of these fragrances. So if you would like to see some of my most long wearing fragrances in my collection, then just keep on watching. So before I get started with today's video, I want to give a big thanks to today's sponsor, and that is Juliana's Perfume. I am a big fan of Juliana's Perfume. If you have not heard about them, I strongly suggest that you check them out. They create fragrances inspired by some of our favorite niche fragrances, and they sell them at a super affordable price point. Their quality is amazing. Their customer service is great, and I love working with them. They are super sweet. Their fragrances are amazing quality, and all of the ones that I have tried that I have had either the original fragrance or I have smelled the fragrance or had a sample of it, they do not disappoint. The scent of these fragrances is just so beautiful, the quality, and recently they have been cutting down on their prices even more to give you an even more affordable fragrance that's going to smell amazing. They have been cutting down on packaging. You're not going to get a fancy box or a fancy packaging for these fragrances. You're going to get a very simple packaging, but if you think about it, a lot of times we get beautiful packaging and that goes straight into the garbage. So they have taken that all out of the equation, and they just give you these simple bottles, which I think they changed these up because I used to have more of a square bottle, but now the bottles look like this, which I think they're really cute. It's simple. You have the name of the fragrance, so you're going to be paying less for these fragrances. And now they offer different size options, which is something that I'm super excited about as well. So if you don't want to commit to buying the full size, you can get a 10 ml bottle, which is like a travel size bottle, so that you can try the fragrance. So I'm going to let you know the two fragrances that I have to share with you today. So the first one is called Miss Fuchsia, and this one is inspired by two fragrances mixed together. So when I smelled this fragrance, you guys, I went so crazy. I needed to have this fragrance. This is inspired by Killian's Princess and Parfums de Marly Oriana mixed together into one fragrance. And when I tell you guys, first of all, look at that atomizer, how beautiful. You guys, if you trust me, this right here, oh my God. Just imagine the beauty of Princess by Killian, which is like that marshmallow, fluffy, matcha kind of smelling tea fragrance mixed with the girliness and just the flirtiness of Oriana. This fragrance is so beautiful. It is super duper feminine. It's so beautiful. It has like a sexiness to it while still being flirty and beautiful, and it literally filled up the room right now. This is gorgeous. They did such an amazing job. Like, this should be a fragrance like on its own. This mix of those two fragrances, I'm in love. So they do offer the 10 ml of this fragrance for $19.35 and the 40 ml for $39. If you're that type of girl who loves like powdery, marshmallowy, gourmand fragrances, but still has like that perfume and sexiness to it, definitely check out Miss Fuchsia. This next fragrance, I fell in love with it without even knowing what it was. So I did receive some samples, and this one, I didn't know what it was inspired by, but the minute I sprayed this, I was in love. So this one is called Inner Beauty Oasis. So this fragrance is a blend of Delina La Rose, but this one is enhanced with sweet and airy notes. So this one, you guys, is so beautiful. It's like a softer Delina La Rose, which Delina La Rose is already softer than the original Delinas. And by soft, I don't mean projection. I mean like the scent itself is a little softer. This one has this like aquatic feel to it. This is so beautiful. You can definitely wear these two day to day. They're not like too loud or obnoxious, but they're still beautiful and they're still going to capture attention. I love both of them so much. Now, if you love super sweet, Miss Fuchsia is the way to go. And if you like a more rosy, kind of aquatic, airy type of scent, then I would definitely recommend Inner Beauty Oasis. Go ahead and check out Juliana's perfume. I'm gonna go ahead and leave their link in the description box below. So thank you so much to Juliana's Perfumes for sending over those fragrances and sponsoring today's video. And with that said, let's jump right into today's video. So today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about some of my most long-lasting fragrances. So I just want to give a disclaimer before I begin with today's video, because fragrance is a very personal thing. So if you are new to fragrance, maybe you aren't aware of that. Sometimes I hear people kind of getting upset with other people just if someone says that a fragrance is very long lasting. You will see someone tell them, no, it's not. It doesn't even last an hour on me. It's garbage. Keep in mind that a fragrance will perform different on each and every single person that wears it. We are all different. Our pH is different. The way that we smell things is different. It's just a very personal experience. So before I share this list with you guys, I want you to keep that in mind and remember that these are long lasting on me. I do have dry skin, like my body, my face. I am more on the drier side. Fragrances don't really last on me too long, just to give you guys like a background of how fragrances work for me. So when I find a fragrance that is very long lasting, it's super exciting for me, because if it lasts long on me, hopefully it should last long on everyone else, because I just don't have luck with that. So let's get started with the first one. Okay, let's start off with like my more clean, kind of like everyday type of fragrances, because I do have different types. And I'm going to start off with Juliet Has a Gun, and this is not a perfume, Superdose. So this fragrance right here on me lasts so long. It lasts the entire night. If I wear this overnight, I will wake up in the morning and I will still smell it on my PJs, on my skin, on my sheets and pillow. It just creates like a very nice scent bubble wherever you are around you. And I think it's just beautiful. I love it. This is like a clean musk. It's not clean like laundry. It's not clean like soap. It's more of like a woody. But when I say woody, it might sound a little scary, because some woody fragrances can be like really strong and in your face. This is not that. This to me is like a soft woody musk, but it just feels beautiful. It's very hard to describe the Not a Perfume line. It has like a sweetness to it. It's so beautiful. I love this. This has turned into one of my all-time favorite fragrances. I also recommend the original Not a Perfume, which I should have included in here, both of them, because Not a Perfume also lasts a good amount of time on me, but this one just did it for me. Like this one will last hours and hours. It's beautiful, especially in the heat. These type of fragrances are just so gorgeous and they get very sexy. It's just like your skin just smells really good naturally. It's not like you're trying too hard. You just smell amazing. So this fragrance only has one note, which is Cetalox. Now, I don't know too much about Cetalox, but when you search it up, it is paired together in a group with musk, amber, and animalic smells. So Cetalox is also known as ambroxan, which I love ambroxan in so many of my fragrances. It just adds like this touch to fragrances. It makes them a little like airy. So Cetalox also helps to kind of like boost other notes, but in this fragrance it's just by itself, and I feel like when I spray it on my skin, it just turns into this sweet, woody, little ambery type of scent, but not too much. It's just perfection. This second one, I'm going to say it's long lasting, but I will say I guess I'm kind of lucky when it comes to how long it lasts on me, because other people say that this does not last at all on them, but on me this fragrance will last me the entire day. And when I say last me, it lasts and I can smell it on myself. Like it's just this clean scent bubble that I have when I wear this fragrance, because this one is definitely on the clean kind of unisex side. This is by Ellis Brooklyn and this is Myth. So this fragrance is for those of you who want just clean. You want to smell clean. It's almost soapy, to be honest. But it smells so good. It smells kind of like hair products. When a man goes to get a haircut, or when you go to the beauty salon and your hair smells so good after you leave the hair salon, and when your man comes home from getting a haircut, like you just cannot get off of their neck from smelling how good they smell, or at least I'm that way. This kind of makes me think of that. It just has like this very soapy but not harsh, and it's not only that, it also has like this musky, sexy scent to it. It's just so good. It's like airy, clean, and this has some of my all-time favorite notes. This has ambrette, which is a note that I just don't shut up about. It's like the most beautiful musk in a fragrance to me because it's not too much, it's not sharp, but it makes the fragrance just airy and like, I wouldn't say thin, but you know, there's two different fragrances. You have like your very dense, thick fragrances, and then you have your airy, thin fragrances. So to me, ambrette just brings that airiness to a fragrance. There is also pink lotus in here. There's orchid. There's jasmine, but I don't really pick up the jasmine too much. There is patchouli. The patchouli is not dirty. It just is to me a sexy, clean scent. I wear this to run errands. I wear this during the day. It literally just smells like you stepped out of the shower and you are like the cleanest person in the room, pretty much. So that is Ellis Brooklyn Myth. Next up, we have an affordable celebrity fragrance, and this fragrance right here is so cheap. You can still find it at Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. You can get it from FragranceNet, and to me, it's just so shocking how long this fragrance lasts on me. If these fragrances that I am mentioning last long on you, leave it in the comments so that other people can see that it works for other people. And if it doesn't, you can also let us know. Let us know your experience with these fragrances. But this is by Jennifer Lopez, and this is Still. So this fragrance right here, you guys, is kind of like, first of all, it's super unique. I have never smelled another perfume that gives me this type of scent. It's so unique. I've been using this since I had my first job. I was like 15 years old. And this fragrance has tea notes in it. It has white pepper. There's apple in here. There's even a rice note in here, which lately I've been telling you guys I really love when they add rice notes to fragrances, because it kind of gives it like this smooth touch to the fragrance. And then there is florals in the mid. Out of all of the florals that are listed, which I will put the notes on the screen, the one that I pick up the most is definitely the orange blossom. So this is like a tea fragrance. It's earthy, it's relaxing, it's a little green, very fresh, but it still has, again, like a sexiness to it. And in the base, there is pepper, there is musk, sandalwood, there's iris and amber. The iris definitely gives it a little bit of like a powdery touch. This is just, it's very different. It's orange blossom to me with that tea note surrounding it. So it's a little green, it's fresh, it's perfect for year round, honestly, and it lasts forever. I can spray this at nighttime, wake up in the morning, and I can still smell it everywhere. So another super long lasting fragrance, and this is super affordable. So this next fragrance makes it into my top 10, I would say, for life. I don't really like to choose favorites like that if you know me good, but this one, it just has like this magic to it. It is two fragrances because it is the original and the flanker, but this right here is Elie Saab, and this is Girl of Now. So I have the original Girl of Now here, and I have Girl of Now Shine, which has become my favorite. I love both of these fragrances. You can tell that they have been sitting in my collection for a few years. They are getting pretty dark, like the juice inside. When you first get it, it won't be this dark, but then with time, it does get a little darker. These fragrances, the notes for these fragrances, if you are a gourmand lover, this is like a must-have. Now, there are some people who find this line way too cloying, way too thick. To me, these fragrances have like magic. It's like magic in a bottle to me. I don't wear them a lot because I just don't want it to lose that magic. Every single time that I put this fragrance on, I love it. This has some of my all-time favorite notes in a fragrance. So this has pistachio, there's pear in there, there is mandarin orange, there's almonds, you have orange blossom, there is almond milk, tonka bean, cashmere, and patchouli. Now the patchouli is not dirty at all. You can pick it up, but it's definitely feminine, it's sexy, and that is what helps with the longevity. This to me lasts hours and hours and hours. It is like this candied almond, very sweet, but then the patchouli gives it a little bit of like a sexiness. It is just a beautiful fragrance that is super long lasting. Girl of Now Shine, which has become my favorite, is pretty much very similar to Girl of Now the original, but there is pineapple added to this fragrance. They changed the florals around, so they added ylang ylang, and the base is vanilla, iris, and patchouli. So this one does have vanilla. It has that pineapple. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is so amazing. The pineapple in this fragrance is probably the juiciest, ripest, sweetest pineapple that I have smelled in a perfume. It's not really that fresh kind of tart pineapple. It's not that. It is super duper sweet, ripe, juicy. Girl of Now has gotten me compliments. It's one of my favorite fragrances, and it's super duper long lasting. So next up in the Gourmands, I have Jimmy Choo Illicit, and I am almost done with this bottle. This right here opens up a little unexpected. When I first got this, I thought I wasn't going to like it. I was just like, ooh, that is a kick of ginger. So it does have ginger in the opening, but that goes away really quickly, and you start to kind of appreciate that ginger. Like, it starts smelling, it gives it like this fresh, spicy smell. So the first thing that you're going to smell is that ginger. It's very fresh and zingy, just like what ginger smells like. It's a very spicy type of scent. But then that starts dying down super quick. I love that they did that in this fragrance because it gives you this complex fragrance. It's not linear. You're going to get different things popping in and out of the fragrance. But once the ginger calms down, the caramel in here starts coming through, and the honey. You guys, this for fall and winter is like a sex bomb. This is so sexy. It's so inviting, perfect for fall and winter. It's like a cozy but sexy, fresh, spicy scent. It's just very unique. It's very sweet with the caramel and the honey. I love this fragrance for the holidays and for colder weather, and I definitely recommend it, and it lasts forever on me. So this next sweet one is totally opposite from what I just talked about. It's still sweet. I wouldn't really say this is gourmand. It's more of like a sweet floral. And this one, I was shocked because it's not the type of fragrance that I would think would be so long lasting. And this is Givenchy Irresistible. This is the EDP version. This fragrance on me lasts forever. And another thing I love about it is, just like the other ones, if I wear this at night, my entire like side of the bed, my pillow, my sheets will smell like this fragrance. And this is the juiciest watery pear with rose in a fragrance that just, it's intoxicating in like the best way. It's sweet, it's girly. It reminds me of like the color pink. Super feminine. It kind of just makes me think of a very sweet woman, like someone who's very caring. She's sweet, she's a good person, she's humble, she's beautiful, she's well dressed. It just makes me think of that, a friendly person as well. It's not sexy to me. This is more like beautiful. It's a beautiful fragrance. It will get compliments. It's sweet, it's romantic to me, it's beautiful. Love it. This is such a beautiful fragrance. Now moving on to my more sexy, deep fragrances, I have 4. So I'm going to start off with BDK Perfumes, and this is Rouge Smoking. So this is one of the only cherries left in my collection, because me and Cherry had like this beautiful friendship going on, and then all of a sudden we just became enemies. I just don't really like Cherry too much, but she had to stay. She's beautiful, she's sexy, she is smoky, seductive. It's just such a beautiful fragrance. I do wear it mainly fall and winter. I don't really like to wear this in hot weather because it is smoky, it's a little thick, it's strong, and on me it lasts forever as well. So Cherry is kind of like the main star of the show, I would say, but also there's 2 notes in here to me that are like the stars of the show, and they're beautiful, and that is tonka bean and heliotrope. So those are the notes that I pick up the most. I'm sorry if you could hear noise. They're doing like construction outside and it's driving me nuts, but the show must go on. So yeah, this has tonka bean. It has cashmere wood. There is ambroxan in the base, which helps a lot. The cherry is beautiful. There's vanilla. There's orange blossom. It is so sexy, so beautiful. It is a cherry fragrance, but to me, it's not medicinal. It is like a powdery smoky cherry, so it's smooth. It takes away like that medicinal syrupy touch away from it, so I really love it. This is my favorite cherry fragrance, unless I'm forgetting another one. This is one of the only cherries left in my collection, but it's very long lasting and very beautiful. This next one is such a unique fragrance. I've raved about it for a while now, and it's very unique. It's one that I don't reach for all the time, but when I do wear it, it makes me feel so kind of like unstoppable, like strong, feminine. This makes me feel sexy and powerful all at the same time. This is like a boss fragrance. It is like just a woman that knows what she wants. She knows where she's going. She can handle her own business, like that type of woman. This fragrance to me is so unique and so different. This, if I was to read the notes of this, like if I was blind buying, I would totally skip over this fragrance. This was a Mother's Day gift, I think it was, from my husband about 2 years ago, and it is so unique, so beautiful. It's a rose fragrance, which I would never in a million years think that one of the fragrances that I find the most beautiful, unique, and just I love it is a rose fragrance. But not only rose, this fragrance has 3 notes that I actually am very picky with, and somehow all of them mixed together just create this beautiful scent. So it has rose, pink pepper, and patchouli. Those notes are just like, ooh, like when I see those notes. But this fragrance is so beautiful. Usually pink pepper just makes fragrances a little bright and sparkling, like peppery. Here, oh, this is so good, you guys. It's one that I can't reach for all the time because I feel like it's definitely more dressy, like more, not something I would wear with jeans and a shirt. Oh, the pink pepper just adds like this like peppery touch to the rose. The patchouli adds a sexiness, but it's not dirty. It's just such a beautiful scent. So that is Tuiles de Hermes. Next up, we have a fragrance that I haven't reached for in a while. So this is definitely one that I reach for in fall and winter. I won't be wearing this spring and summer unless I'm going out at like nighttime or something. But this is Libre Le Parfum by YSL. Beautiful, beautiful bottle. And this fragrance right here is the only one that I can handle from the Libre line. Libre, the original, gets way too masculine on me because of all of the lavender in there. I feel like this is the best one to me because they did add ginger to this one, but they also added honey. There's also saffron in here, so it kind of made it more like expensive smelling, more niche smelling. What you see in the packaging of this fragrance is definitely what you get with this fragrance. This is a high-class woman. She's beautiful. She is sexy for sure. This is gorgeous. So if you have smelled Libre before, it does have like this very like boss-like energy to it. It's very sexy, really nice fragrance. It's just that the lavender turns sharp on my skin, but adding the honey and adding that saffron and the ginger just gives it something. And I feel like this one, I don't know if there's bourbon vanilla in the other one, but the vanilla in this one feels a little sweeter too. Beautiful. My favorite Libre from all of the Libres, and it's super long lasting on me. This next fragrance is a limited edition one, unfortunately, but it does last so long on me, and I really love this fragrance. This is Valentino Donna Born in Roma Pink Pee-Pee. I don't know. People were like telling me I'm supposed to say it different, but I'm just gonna say pink. And this was limited edition, and I wish they would just bring it back so that whoever didn't get their hands on it can get it, because this is Donna Born in Roma done right, in my opinion. Because Donna Born in Roma, the original, I cannot with her. I got Donna Born in Roma before it even blew up, before it even became a thing. When it was first released, I went to Sephora and I had one of those sampler vouchers, and I was meaning to go get a different fragrance, but I don't think they had it in stock. The girl at Sephora walks me over to Donna Born in Roma, and I absolutely lost my shit over it. I don't know what happened because I got that when I was living in Tampa, and it was before I was like heavy into fragrance. I've always loved fragrance, but at that time I wasn't searching up notes. I didn't even know that Fragrantica existed. I was just smelling things, and if I liked it, I bought it. If I didn't, I didn't. Donna Born in Roma was just, to me, very sexy and edgy and chic. It was such a beautiful scent. And then once I moved to Puerto Rico, it was done. I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed in my nose, but I could not handle that fragrance. Now, this one, in my opinion, is much smoother and sweeter. It's so good. It's kind of like Donna Born in Roma, but turned into a sweeter, smoother, rounded out version of that fragrance. There is mandarin in here, which really does it for me because it adds like this citrusy touch to the fragrance. It's not citrus the entire time. That does wear down, and you are left with the orange blossom and the vanilla mixed together, but to me it's not an outdated type of orange blossom. It's so beautiful, and it lasts forever. I wore this the day that my daughter got baptized, and this, I could smell it the entire day because I wore it to the baptism. Then we went out to eat and have some fun, and I had this fragrance on the whole time, and it stuck to my clothes for days after. So love it. So that brings me to the end of this video. These are my long lasting fragrances in my collection. I'm sure there's a few more, so maybe I can do like a part 2 in the near future of maybe new fragrances that have came into my collection. I'm sure I have a few more that last pretty good on me, but these are the ones that I immediately just know that they're going to last so long. So with that said, comment down below if any of these fragrances are very long lasting on you, and if they're not, let us know as well. And also comment down below, what is the fragrance that lasts the longest on you? Like, what is your most long lasting fragrance? I'm super curious, and I can't wait to read your comments and see if those fragrances are long lasting for me or they're not. So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much to Juliana's Perfume again for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out their website. I will link it in the description box. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next one.